let's go back to a 5-minute game. Apparently now I'm playing according to my opponent's avatar. I'm playing Albert Einstein, which is obviously an interesting sort of challenge for me. Just 1 sec. I need to start eating before I play rather than during. Okay, anyway, we have a Khan Sicilian here. If I do play g6, all my pawns would be on light squares. But the idea is to, while you're waiting a little bit with development, you are staying flexible. The knight from b8 can go to c6 or d7, and also the knight from d8 can go to either f6 or e7. And a3 is decent, but it's obviously a little bit slow. And yeah, queen c7 is very typical in order to play knight f6 without allowing e5. Okay, so this is interesting. Bishop f4. First of all, e5 does not win a piece because of bishop g3, keeping the pin on the queen. Secondly, after d6, well, sacrifices with bishop b5 followed by knight b5 is already somewhat looming. After long castles, for instance, I probably would have gone e5 then. And if bishop b5, a b5, knight b5, I go bishop queen c6, bishop g5, knight d7. Looks a bit dangerous, but maybe I would have been fine there. Bishop g5 violates one of the main rules of opening play, that you should not move the same piece twice. And also it sort of helps me develop, since I wanted to go knight d7 anyway. Also, I could have gone bishop e7, which would also have helped me with development. And now I think he's a little bit stuck. Yes, his position is nice. Pieces are well developed, but the question is, where are you actually going to attack? And meanwhile, I will castle next, and I will hopefully have a very solid position with maximum flexibility. And taking an f6 is not positionally desirable. Usually you should not exchange bishops for knights without some concrete justification. But then again, I'm sure a lot of you already know that. Again, in the theme of staying flexible, as you do in many of these positions, I'm placing the rook opposite his queen, which can be very useful in case the position is opened. And e5, I guess, is reasonable. But I think concretely, it does lose a pawn, since obviously ba3, the knight on c3 is hanging. And most probably I will be a pawn up with a better position as well. And knight f3, yeah, I don't know what that move is all about. Now I get to take on b2 as well, attacking both c1 and c3. and the rook on e5 via X-ray. And he's going to be lucky if he loses just an exchange. Probably, yeah. It's going to be a full piece. If he'd move the knight to, let's say, e2, I would have taken an f3 first, and yeah, knight g5. Now he's losing the plot. This very often happens to lower rated players, that you make a bunch of reasonable moves, and once you make one mistake or even a blunder, then they very often compound, and you make a whole bunch of them, and your position collapses.